Welcome to episode 7 of Landon's Guide to High School Math. I'm Landon, I'm your host, and we are in the Pre-Algebra course, and today we are doing variables and expressions. And this looks a little long this time, so we will do one lesson and we'll see how much we'll do. We might do it all, we might split into parts again. Who knows? Because the next one, look at this, 2,200. That's going to be a long one. But I know we can tackle it down and beat it up. So, let's get to it. So, everyone, get your thinking caps on. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Parts of algebraic expressions. Aviv and Marco were trying to describe the parts of the expression 5a over 2a plus 3. Aviv said the entire expression is the quotient of 5a and 2a plus 3. Marco said on its own, 2a plus 3 is a sum with two terms. So, who is correct? Okay, so let's see here. So, quotient is what we are dividing. 5a and 2a plus 3 is the quotient of 5a and 2a plus 3. So that's 5a divided by 2a plus 3. And then Marco, on its own, 2a plus 3 is a sum with two terms. So 2a plus 3, that is a sum, right? Because we have a plus here. Two terms. So a term is something with a coefficient and a variable. So 2a is a term. Is 3 a term? No. So that means that Aviv is correct because it says the entire expression is the quotient of 5a over 2a plus 3, and that's exactly what this thing is. So only Aviv is correct. Both? Oh, that's my fault. 3 is also a term. So a term is just any number that is either a coefficient with a variable or just a coefficient. So that's my fault. I'm sorry. We will do a bonus question after this. So yes, sum is division, difference is subtraction, product is multiplication, and quotient is division. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here are the videos. Happy studying. Okay. Oh, and here's we already got that. Okay. Juan and David were trying to describe parts of the expression 5a plus 2b plus c. Juan said the entire expression is the product of three factors. David said the entire expression is the sum of three terms. Who is correct? Well, we know that... Oh, shut up. Okay, so we know that the product of two factors... No, the product of three factors. The product is multiplication, and here it is addition. So this isn't correct. So 1 isn't correct. So we know that this is wrong and this is wrong because if 1's not correct, then it can't be both. So it's either B or C. Let's see if David's correct. The entire expression is the sum of three terms. Hey, what do you know? That does look like we're having it. We have 5a, which is a term, plus 2b, which is a term, and then, well, we have an invisible 1 here, c, which is also a term. So, yeah, how about that? It looks like B is the correct answer here. So, wait, 7. What? Okay, that's a mistake. It's not 7. Okay, well, that's weird. So, yes, here's the thing again, if you want to take a screenshot of it. Okay, and make sure to pause if you're trying to answer it. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos. Happy studying. You can always ask me for help, etc. Consider the expression 4 times 8x plus 5. Consider two descriptions of the parts of the expression. The entire expression is the product of, let's see what our choices are. Two factors, three factors, two terms, three terms. Okay, so, well, let's see here. We have the product of... So we are doing... What this is basically telling us is 4 times 8x plus 5. Since they're together, they are grouped in with parentheses. If you want more information about parentheses, you can check out my previous videos. So we have the product of 4 and 8x plus 5 because it's still crammed in here. So we know it's not going to be 3, so we're either dealing with two factors or two terms. And it looks like factors because terms are not like 8x plus 5. Yeah, these are separate terms. So it's not a term. It's two factors. On its own, 8x plus 5 is a sum with two terms because 8x is a term and 5 is a term. So it should be 2 factors and 2 terms. If you got that right, good job. And if you didn't, here are the videos. Happy studying. So yeah, this isn't really like related to like maybe we'll start doing math. Who knows? Consider the expression 1/3 times b times w times h. Do you guys know where I got times from? BWH is the same thing as b times w times h. If you put it together, it basically means you're multiplying it. And that'll probably be useful because in the future, 2x, let's just say you're doing like 2x times 5. You'd probably want to do this. Because if you do this, then this will just kind of look confusing because like you'll be like, huh, there's 2 x's here. So that's kind of why we moved on from using the x as multiplication. If you want more information about that, you can check out my previous video. Alright, consider the expression 1/3 BWH. The entire expression is the product of, let's see what we got here. Okay, 3, 4. Well, let's see what we got here. So we have 1/3. We have BWH. And each variable is an individual thing. So, like we discussed before, we can also put invisible 1. So it's 1/3 times 1b times 1w times 1h. So you can know that for reference. For this tutorial, I will not put that. I will just put it as written right here. So how many of this do we have? 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know it's going to be 4, but now we need to know if it's factors or terms. And terms, that's any coefficient or coefficient with a variable or any variable. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be 4, not factors, because if it was a factor, then it would be a multiple. It would be something multiplying something. So it's 4 terms. In this context, 1/3 is a, well, let's see what we got here. So it is a, here we go. So we have variable term coefficient. So a variable is any letter, and that it's any letter with a given value that may be known or unknown. A coefficient, well, it's any number. And then a term is a coefficient and a variable. So 1/3 is it's just a number. It has no variable. It is a coefficient. So what? 4 factors. Oh, it's because I see why. Because 1/3 times b times w times h, yeah, you're multiplying them. So if it was a term, then it would be just adding. So if you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos, and happy studying. Let me review this just a little bit more. But yeah, it's 4 factors, and 1/3 is a coefficient. Because remember, I'm going into this blind, so I'm kind of like, Okay, so, section 2 looks pretty short. I think we're going to do both Unit 1 and Section 1 and Section 2, and then we're going to leave off Section 3 and Section 4 for the last video. So, let's go ahead and do this next one. Evaluating expressions with one variable, and it's 7 questions, okay. Evaluate c minus 2 and c is 7. So, we're plugging in numbers here. So, we know c is 7. We want to find c minus 2. So, what we do here is we substitute 7 for c. So 7 minus 2, and then we get 5, because 7 minus 2 is 5, so it's 5. So that's how you do that, and yes, that's exactly what we did. Khan Academy says as is. Look at that. Short, sweet, simple, straight to the point. That's what we love. We love substitution. And you're going to see a lot of that in Algebra 1, so evaluate n6 plus 2, and n is 12. So we substitute for n, so it's 12 over 6 plus 2. We do PEMDAS. If you want more information about PEMDAS, you can go to my previous video. 12 divided by 6 is 2 plus 2 is 4. So this is 4. So the answer here is 4. If you got that right, good job. Here's the explanation. Here's the videos. And happy studying. Okay. Evaluate 13 plus 6 over y when y is 6. So we have 13 plus 6 over, we have 6 because we have 6. Because 6. And then 6 over 6 is 1 plus 13 is 14. So 14 is our answer here. Good job. If you got that right, good job. Here's the answer explanation. Here's the video, and it's covered up, and happy studying. So yes, so you do plug it in. Evaluate 4g minus 12 when g is 5. So we have 4 times 5 minus 12 is equal to 8. Good job. You did 20 and then minus 12 to get 8. You didn't even have to I didn't even have to help you that time. So if you got that right, good job. If you didn't, gosh dang it, I don't like when this thing covers the way when I'm trying to do my thing. Here's the video, and happy studying. Okay, evaluate 6 plus x when x is 3, so we have 6 plus, we have 3, so 3 is equal to 9. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the video. Happy studying. Yeah, we're zooming. Evaluate 8 plus w over 4 when w is 16, so we have 8 plus 16 over 4. This is equal to 12. Good. You got 8 plus 4, because 16 divided by 4 is 4, and then you get 12, because 8 plus 4 is 12. So it's 12. If you got that right, not 21, it's 12. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here is the video, and happy studying. Okay, so last problem. I'll let you guys take a crack at this, and then we'll go over it. So go ahead and pause right now. It's 7, so we have 9 over 3, because we have to substitute from here, plus 4, 9 divided by 3 is 3, and then plus 4 is equal to 7. So if you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here is the video. And happy studying. Okay, so good job. We got all of it right. Let's move on to the next one. Variable expressions with exponents. So let's do this. Evaluate the expression 1. Ooh, here we go. So now we got a little bit more complicated. So if we remember exponents from the last episode, if you want to go check that out, you can. But now we just do the exact same thing, except now we have to use PEMDAS a little bit more. So you need to have you have to have a bigger foundation of PEMDAS. So we plug in 4 for here as per usual, and we put it in parentheses because we don't want to get confused. So we do parentheses first, that's already there, and then exponents 4 times 4 times 4, because remember we have exponents, it's equal to 64, and then multiply that. I'll put it over 1 times 1/2. And if you want information about multiplying fractions, you can check my previous video. But this will be equal to 64 over 2. If we just got 32 immediately, great. 32 is our answer here. So, yes, we can just multiply this by 4. So you get that, you get this. If you got that right, good job. Answer explanation is right here. And here's the videos. Happy studying. Okay, shut up. Okay, so what is the value of y squared minus x squared when x is 5 and y is 6? So let's plug in the values. So we know that y is 6, so let's do 6 squared minus, we know x is 5, so 5 squared. So we have 6 squared, which is 36, minus 5 squared is 25, so this is equal to 11. So great job if you got that right. Good job. If you didn't, here is the videos. And happy studying. Alright, great job, my friends. We're doing amazing. Let's go ahead and move on. Okay, evaluate the expression x squared over x to the 5th power over x to the 2nd power for x equal to 2. So, if you learned from my last episode, x5, x2, this is another way of saying x5 minus 2. So, 5 minus 2 is 3. Instead of having to do all this, we can just do 2, plug it in from here, and then to the 3rd. So, what is 2 to the 3rd? 8, because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So, it's 8. And they did this, but I don't really like that method. I prefer it this way. But if you like Khan Academy's way, obviously, they're the legends here, so it's fine. But anyways, if you got that right, good job. Here's the explanation, here's the videos, and happy studying. And you can always ask me for help. Evaluate the expression 1/3 x squared for x equal to 6. So, let's plug it in. Oh wait, this is the last problem. I'll let you guys take a crack at it. Yeah, I kind of gave that away. But anyways, so we put this in, and then we get 12, because we have 6 squared, which is 36, times 1/3 is equal to 36 over 3 is equal to 12. So 12 is our answer. So 12 is the answer. If you got that right, very, very good. Very, very good, my friends. And here's the videos, here's the explanation, and happy studying. Okay, let's do this thing. Next one, evaluating expressions with multiple variables. Evaluate 3 plus jk plus k cubed when j is 2 and k is 6. So let's plug all of this in. 3 plus 2 times 6 plus 6 cubed. I said cubed because you can also say squared or cubed for 2 and 3 respectively. But everything else you can just say to the blank power. And you can also say it for this too. So 6 to the third power. Okay, so PEMDAS. So we have parentheses here, but I just did that for multiplication purposes. And then we have 6 to the third. So what will this be equal to? Give you guys a little bit of time, because this can be a little confusing. Okay, if you got 216, good job. I'm pretty sure this is it. And then you have 2 times 6, which is 12. And then 3 is just by itself. So 3 plus 12 plus 316 is equal to... I'll give you guys a little bit of time to think about your answer. And it is 231. So 231 is our answer. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the video right here. You can ask me in the comments, and happy studying. Okay, next problem. Evaluate 7r minus 15 over s when r is 3 and s is 5. So let's plug and chug. And then, what will this be equal to? I'm going to let you guys just take a wing at it. 18. 7 times 3 is 21, minus 15 over 5 is 3. So that's 18. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the video, and happy studying. It's kind of blocked away. Okay, evaluate AA plus 3b minus 10 plus c squared when a is 2, b is 5, and c is 4. So let's plug in all our numbers. 8 times 2 plus 3 times 5 minus 10 plus 4 squared. So if we plug in all these numbers, what will we get? We get 37, because we did 16 plus 15 minus 10 plus 16. And then we go left to right, so 16 plus 15 is 31, and then 21, and then 37. So 37 is our answer. If you got that right, brilliant, brilliant, spectacular. You guys are doing amazing. Here's the video, and happy studying. Ooh, sharper pen. Might use that from now on. Who knows? Evaluate 6 plus 4 over a plus b over 3 when a is 4 and b is 3. 6 plus 4 over 4 plus 3 over 3. You guys know how I got that? Plug and chug right here. So 6 plus 4 over 4 is 1, and then 3 over 3 is 1. So 6 plus 1 plus 1 is 8. 8 is our answer. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, well, that's okay. Here's the videos, but otherwise, happy studying. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our next one. Evaluating expressions from multiple variables, fractions, and decimals. Evaluate AB minus 0.5b when a is 1 and b is 5. So we're plugging and chugging again. We have 1, we have 5, we have 0.5, and then we have 5. So we have 1 times 5 is 5 minus 0.5 times 5. I'll give you guys a little time because I know it's not usual to multiply decimals. 2.5. I don't know if we covered multiplying decimals, but you would just convert 1.5 to a fraction by multiplying it by 100 and then putting it over 100, then simplifying the fraction. And then you would get the times 5, so it's times 5 over 1, so that would be 5 over 2, and then you would make it a whole fraction, which is 2 1/2, and then you would convert back to a decimal. So for this purpose, we will just use that. And then subtracting decimals is just putting a 0 over the whole number, and then you would just do the traditional strategies you use in elementary school. So we have 0 minus 5 is 5. We take 9 away from this. Well, no, you would just get 5, and then you would get 4 here, and then it would be 4 minus 2 is 2. So 2.5 is our answer. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos. Happy studying. You know, I wish there was a way I could, like, just clear all of this at once. Like, that would be awesome. Just being able to clear that would be so much better. Evaluate RS plus 14S when R is 6 and S is 1, 4. So let's do 6 and 1, 4 plus 14, 1, 4. So then we have 6 times 1, 4. 6 times 1, 4 is 3, 2. Do you see how I got that? 6 times 1 is 6, and then 1 times 4 is 4. 6 over 4 is equivalent to 3 halves. Because we are kind of heavy on decimals this time, I will convert to 1.5, but the way I did that is I did 1/1/2, and then I converted the smaller fraction here into 0.5. And then we do 14 times 1, 4, so we do 14 times 1, which is 14, and then 14 over 4, we convert that to 7 over 2, and 7 over 2 is converted to 3.5, so we have 3.5 here as well, so then we have 3.5, and we add that to 1.5, and we get 5, so the answer here is 5. If you got that right, good job, you guys are amazing, I love you guys so much. And here is the video, and happy studying, good job. You all are doing amazing, I believe in you. You're crushing pre-algebra and this section. Evaluate 8p plus 3q minus 18 when p is 1/2 and q is 7. This looks a little tough. Do you think we can do it? I bet you we can. Let's do this. Plug and chug. We have 1/2. We have plus 3, 7, minus 18. We have 8, 1/2. And if we multiply 8 and 1, we have 8 over 2, which is 4. Good job. And then we have 3 and 7. If we multiply those, we get 21 minus 18. We go left to right. Doesn't really matter for addition and subtraction. But anyways, we get 7. Good job, you guys. Oh, you're doing amazing. You're crushing it. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here are the videos. Happy studying. Okay, next problem. Evaluate 4j plus 5 minus 8k when j is 0.5 and k is 0.25. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys take a crack at this by yourself, and then we will regroup together and we will discuss this. Okay, the answer here is okay, well, first let's see. So 7.0.5, so, okay, so if we convert 0.5 to a fraction, this could be a little easier because now we can multiply fractions. 7 times 1/2 is 7 halves, which we convert that to 3 1/2, which we convert that to 3.5. So 3.5 plus 5 minus, okay, 8k. So we have 8 and 0.25. If we convert that to a fraction, we get 1, 4. 8 times 1, 4 is 8, 4, which is 2, so then we do 2, and then if we add all the numbers, we get 6.5, and that's what my calculator is telling me. So yes, it is 6.5. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here are the videos, and happy studying. Great work, everyone. So now it's time to take quiz 1, and then we will move on to the second section, and that will be it for the day. So, your quiz starts now. Good luck. I wish you all the best. The answer is 4. If you got that right, good job. And also, if a teacher doesn't allow you to use a calculator, please don't use a calculator. I'm only doing this just for the purpose of speed and efficiency. So just remember to pause and then do the work yourself. Unless you are allowed to use a calculator, of course. The answer is B. If you got that right, good job. The answer is 27. If you got... What? Oh, times. Oh, I didn't see that. I thought it was add. Okay, if you got that, okay, so it's 0. If you got that right, good job. That's my bad. The answer is 11. If you got that right, good job. And the answer is D. If you got that right, good job. Okay, so that's the end of that. Yeah, that was supposed to be all of it correct. But I read it wrong. Okay, anyways, let's do the second section for today. There's only 2 lessons here. I'm assuming it's gonna be long. Oh no, sure. Okay, so expression value intuition. Okay, what happens to the value of the expression 10 over d as d decreases from a small positive value to a large positive number? So let's take a look at this. So let's just say d was like, give me a small positive number. For this tutorial, I'll use like, should do 2. 2 is pretty small, Now, what if we increase that to a larger number? Maybe like 25. So will it like gain? Will it go down? Will it stay the same? I mean, if we take 10 over 2, we get 5. If we take 10 over 25, we get like, I don't know, 0.4 or something. Whenever the denominator increases, okay, so let's actually just take a look at it in simpler terms. As y increases right here, the denominator, the actual value will go down. So let's just say like x over y is equal to z. As y increases, z decreases. So when d decreases, our imaginary number, it's going to decrease, as it is here. So it's b. Now, if it was vice versa, and maybe y decreased, then z would increase. And now for x, it's the exact opposite. As x increases, z increases. As x decreases, z decreases. So like for y, think opposite. For x, think the same. So that's something we'll use a lot. So it decreases. So here's the answer explanation. If you got that right, good job. Here's the video. And happy studying. You ask some help as well. Okay, what happens to the value of the expression n plus 15 as n decreases? So let's see here. So we have n plus 15. Let's just say it started at like 15 plus 15. If n decreased to like 1, then would this be bigger or would this be bigger? It would be 30 and 16. So as n increases in a sum, then the number will also increase. So this is also in a linear expression. So if n decreases, then this would kind of defeat the purpose of a sum. So it would be linear. So it would decrease as well. The answer here is D. And yes, they do use a graph, but we will use more so common sense when looking at this problem. So if you got that right, good job. Here's the answer explanation. Here's the videos, and happy studying. Let's do this. What happens to the value of the expression w minus w as w increases? Now, w minus w, let's just say it was like 6 minus 6, and then it increased to like 50 minus 50. So what is 6 minus 6? It's 0, and what's 50 minus 50? It's 0. As high as w will go, since it's a I always mess this up. It's a solution of 0 no matter what. Because remember, anything minus itself is just 0. So no matter what the number is, it'll stay the same. The answer here is C. So if you got that right, good job. Here's the video. Happy studying, and here's the answer explanation if you're asking me for help as well. Okay. I'll let you guys take a crack at this one, and then we will do it together. Alright, now it is a subtraction problem. So if 3 went from 1 and then increased to like 10, I mean, it all depends. For this tutorial, I will use those numbers. 70 minus 3 times 1 is 67, and then 70 minus 3 times 10 is 40. So since g is on the right side of the equation and it's increasing, it'll decrease. So the answer is B. If you got that right, great job. If you didn't, here are the videos. You can ask me for help, and happy studying. Okay, so now we only have one more thing we're learning today, and that is evaluating expressions with variables word problems. The price of a visit to the dentist is calculated according to the formula 50 plus 100n, where n is the number of cavities the dentist finds. On your last visit to the dentist, the two cavities were found. What's the cost? So let's just plug and chug. It's now just telling you these things, but now in the real world. It says you might need a calculator, but let's try it without a calculator. So we have 100 times 2, which is 200. What I did is just do 1 times 2, because if no matter what number this is, you do the hundreds place, multiply it by the number, and then you just add the zeros. This is only the case if the only numbers that are left are zeros. But anyways, 200 plus 50 is 250. So yeah, we don't even need a calculator for that. But once we get to more complicated numbers, then I will use a calculator. But anyways, if you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here are the videos. Happy studying. There is a lot, but hey. The expression 1.5t plus 20 predicts the height in centimeters of a plant t days from today. So what's the predicted height? 5 days. So let's do 1.5 times 5 plus 20. And now, what will this be equal to? I will use a calculator here. 27.5. So the answer is 27.5. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos, here's the explanation, and happy studying. The expression 20L plus 23G minus 10 gives the number of dollars that Josie makes from mowing L lawns and raking G gardens. How many dollars does Josie make from making 4 gardens and mowing 3 lawns? So let's do 3 lawns and then 25, 4 gardens minus 10. So what is 20 times 3 plus 25 times 4 minus 10? 150. So the answer here is 150. If you got that right, good job. If you didn't, here's the videos. And happy studying. Okay, last problem. I'll let you guys tackle this by yourself, and then we'll go through it together. Let's go ahead and pause right now. Okay, so let's go over this. So we have C is equal to Calvin candy canes. So let's do 5, and then we add 8 times 3. So it is 11 times 5 plus 50 times 3. No, 8 times 3. So this is 79. So that means that there are 79 toys. If you got that right, good job. Here's the answer explanation. Here are the videos, and happy studying. Okay, that's the end of section 2. Now I want you guys to take the quiz, and then this will be all we do today, and then we'll resume with the rest of the unit tomorrow. So, good luck on the quiz. I wish you the best. Your quiz starts now. Good luck. The answer is A. If you got that right, good job. The answer is 25. If you got that right, good job. The answer is B. If you got that right, good job. We literally just had this one. It's 79. If you got that right, good job. And the answer is A. If you got that right, good job. Okay, so that is the end of this episode for today. If you did pretty well in this episode, then good kudos to you. I know that first lesson kind of was a struggle, so if you want to go back and review that one, absolutely, you can review the other ones. All credits go to Khan Academy. But anyways, I'm Landon Pitts. I was your tutor and or mentor, and I will see you guys in the next episode where we will continue variables and expressions. So, I'm Landon Pitts, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.